Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here, just in case, check this out. There's two angles. This is me. This is a fisheye lens. Here's my chicken. See, you're seeing this in the top right corner of your screen right now. This is crazy. This is what Griffin sees. This is Griffin's view of me. Here's my fire extinguisher. Here's my keyboard, my mic, headset's not, and this big ass chicken I just ate. But this is why this is here. There's Griffin. Okay. Now, this is episode 177 of Keeping It Real. I already did the intro once, but I accidentally forgot to press stop record and start record on the main camera, the one that you're actually seeing. So without further ado, and I also forgot to start the time lapse again, but hey, we got it done in the end. Without further ado, I'm your host, jackkadis, and with me today is a very special guest, Pimpin' with Griffin, an aspiring artist from Wilmington, North Carolina, a man with a plan, a man with a girlfriend, a man with a fat ass, currently building out a motorcycle. Check his Instagram out.
Yes, sir. And we are racing to 10,000 subscriber. Loser has to do this. Oh, wait, shit.
What's this? Speaking soap. You know that's the only reason I have showers.
Man, I'd do that right now. I'd do it right now.
You do this.
Princess?
Dude. No. Do it the foot clap, too.
Wow, princess.
How do I
Dude, how did you do this? Do you hear that? Like,
hello.
Dude, I think part of me thinks that those aren't actually his feet.
they're absolutely his feet.
I don't know, man. If you look a little bit harder, like his body doesn't even look like it moves.
Dude, I think he's just built so like I think he's built like no other human, man.
He's built spectacularly different.
Spectacularly. So, okay, this is actually a topic that I wanted to bring up yesterday, but we stopped the podcast before I did. Like, remember how I always have the interesting questions after we stop recording.
Yeah.
Like, do you think Elon Musk is on drugs?
Oh, I mean, define drugs, right? Because is he smoking weed, alcohol? No. But is he making money? Hell yeah. I think that, like, it's funny how I can compare making YouTube videos every day to smoking weed every day. Like, it's quite honestly, like, I know it's completely different, but everything's different. But when you look at, like, life in the light of addiction, I think that you can draw a lot of similarities between everything, literally everything. Like, you don't realize there was a book that I put in my kitchen called like Forming Habits or whatever. And I'm sure written in that book, like, it's the human mind works in patterns, and we do the same thing every day because we do the same thing every day. And I think with us, there's a level of plasticity. Like, we're very much okay with changing environments and changing people and all of that because it's very adaptable. Like, we can go from this to this and this to this and this to this. But I just, when you're 30, 40, it's like you don't see those people moving around as much. You don't see them like changing path as much because the brain works on repeatability. It works on patterns. And I mean, that's why I'm having so much fun with YouTube, because I like to do I like to do my thing the way I like to do it. I think that's why YouTube is awesome, because when you see people that like have their page and do their own page, it's all of them the way they want to do it and how they want to do it. So when you look at Elon Musk, he's the richest man in the world. So it stands to reason, time and time again, he has enjoyed doing the things that he likes to do the way he likes to do them. And those things that he likes to do, how he likes to do them, resulted in him being the richest man in the world. Yeah, there's some factors like, he's like born here, did this, these people happened this way. And, but it's like, at the end of the day, I think he's addicted to making money.
Yeah. I mean, there's no other explanation, right? Like, he's just like,
I mean, he's got,
No, I mean,
dude, he like, I would get, it's so funny. Like, it's so funny how I would, if he came and asked me for donations, I would pay him. Like, I can feel it in me because I believe in what he does. And I feel like that has been a big reason that he has made so much money is because he's like, as much as he is extremely autistic and like a horrible public speaker, I super believe in him. It's almost like a strategy. Like you can detach him from someone you'd ever be friends with or like form a connection with. But but you can still put him on this pedestal of like, he's taking humanity to Mars. He's revolutionizing the automotive industry. He is grabbing America's economy in his fist and hoisting it up. Like, I believe in Elon Musk because I believe in my future, but I would never like, it's like, imagine how much he's given up. Kind of like, you ever hear Mr. Beast talk about like how lonely he is?
Yeah.
Not like how lonely he is, but like, he always says like, people got to really understand how much I gave up to get here. Like, I can't say for certain if I would ever want to be like Elon Musk or Mr. Beast, you know?
Yeah. No, I definitely, yeah, I believe it, man. Because like they really don't have, I mean, to get to that level is pretty much like, it's everything. It's sacrificing literally every tiny like joy.
Well, that was their vision though. Like we sacrifice everything to get where we want. We just don't see it that way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think of what you do every day as sacrificing everything. You just think of it as doing what you want to do, you know?
Well,
like you might.
I do think of it.
Maybe in hindsight, you think like, oh, I actually realized I was sacrificing this. But like, I feel like, I mean, I don't. At least the way that I go through things, like, I would never tell myself I'm making a sacrifice. Why would I do that? I would just try and pick the best option and tell myself I'm picking the best option.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, like,
True.
Like, you know, in terms of my life, where I want to end up, because I just said to you, I don't think I'd ever want to be in Mr. Beast or Elon Musk's shoes. Well, I do know what shoes I'd like to be in. I think that I'd like to surpass
Jack's shoes.
Yeah, and I think Jack's shoes, you know, as a 40-year-old man, I think I'd like to be making more every year than my dad ever did. You know, that's like every son wants to do that. I'm sure you do too. Like,
and that's what every father wants their son to do.
Of course. And I think I'd like to be providing for a woman and children comfortably. And I think I'd like to set a great example for all those around me, young and old. And I think YouTube, like, you know, I'm always open to being wrong. And right now I'm currently assessing it in my mind as we speak. But I think that, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure YouTube is the best course of action for that. Like, I think, you know, and actually, you know, to be fair, I am going back to school.
I think it is too.
I'm going back to school. I'm gonna, because I think when I look back, I'll say I did both, you know, and I like, that's going to be important.
That's huge, bro. To do both, not a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
to do both at the same time, especially not a lot of people.
I'm going to keep my job, you know, and I'm still out here trying to go on a first date, you know, and it's like, it's a lot, but then again, you got to keep in mind, where do you want to be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, you're just taking the logical steps to get, you know, it's really not to, like, just like, I don't know if you've seen that clip of, what's that guy with the sunglasses? He does the vlogs.
Casey Neistat. Yeah.
He's like, the only
thing dividing you from success is hard work.
Or not even. He's like, the only thing dividing you from what you, like, your dream life, what you want, is doing it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Doing it. And it's really that simple. It's just like, just do it. Like,
so
I mean,
then, bro, you have to, this is what I'm curious about. What do you think happened, or like inside the mind of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mr. Beast, to at a young age begin to develop this is what I want? You know what I'm saying? Like, you make no mistake, circumstances aside, these men put themselves in their position. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one just falls into, you know, the position of most subscribed YouTuber. Like, That like there's no what's it called? There's no like trust fund for that. Like subscribers don't get handed down generationally. Like make no mistake about it, he put himself there, and it probably started decades ago, over time. Like there was that first, like, it might have even started, like it was hard to put a start. Like you could say it started when he was born, but like what are some of the thoughts along the way? Like maybe what do you think the things that happened to him, and what do you think he was thinking before he even made a YouTube channel? Like on the playground, like what do you think was going on? Like at home with his parents, like what was happening for him to say like, not only do I want to be successful, like why did he decide like I have to be the most like, I mean, it's crazy almost.
It is crazy. I mean, I think it's just how do I say it? Like he said why. He said he's given like an explanation. I think he did have like money problems when he was a kid. I don't really know to what extent though.
And I don't think he ever, like as a kid, I don't think he ever wanted to be the most subscribed YouTuber. I remember when like those things came out on his channel, the scheduled uploads of him in his like kid's room as a kid, and he was like,
"That's right.
Hey, me in 5 years, I hope you have at least 1 million subscribers," and he has like 5 million.
Yeah.
Remember that when that stuff was coming out? That was like a couple years ago. Like he never like.
Well, he's still got some coming out too.
No way, they're not done.
Dude, no. There's like 10 years. There's gonna be videos coming out after he dies.
No way, bro. You can do that? Holy shit! You can schedule that.
Yeah, you can do that. Which is crazy, man. So he's gonna be talking to us like after he dies.
As a kid, holy fuck, dude! When I watched those videos for the first time, I got goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah, it's nuts.
For him.
What a good idea too. What an absolute dude! It's like your scheduled text, but like to the max. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I think there is sacrifice. I think you have to sacrifice stuff. You have to sacrifice going out to the bar, like,
I don't see it as a sacrifice though, because I don't drink.
It is. It is though. Like because you have to set your priorities straight. You can't have this and that if you want to be the best at this. Because if you're not absolutely putting your 100% effort into this one thing, then someone else is going to be better than you. Because they're going to be doing that. They're going to be putting 24 hours into that. Everything is just time. I feel like nobody's really like better at something than someone else.
Yeah.
It's just who puts in more time. Like who's crazy enough to put in more time. Yeah,
because like the ones that succeed are the ones that are doing it for 24 hours every day all the time.
Yeah, those are the greats. And like, if I mean, yeah, like, like basketball players, you gotta be tall and fit, but even then, like, I feel like there's always, if you put in enough time.
Yeah, only the tall guys that put in the insane amount of time get there. Like,
yeah, you gotta be tall. I mean, maybe that's it. Yeah. But like, it's mostly time. Like, there's plenty of tall guys that put in a lot of time at basketball and don't get anywhere near the extent
and like, of course, it's like you have to be, put quality time. Like it has to be quality time, but you cannot start thinking about like the quality that you're putting in if it's going to overshadow like the thought process. Like you have to, it takes effort, I think, to cement the idea of time into your mind. Like over and over again, you have to not only do it, but remind yourself that you're doing it because you're investing time in it. And I feel like it seems like it wouldn't, but if you start to obsess over like how productive you are in that time, it almost can, if you're not careful, take away from the amount of time you even spend on it.
Yeah. You have to, yeah. You have to just take a deep breath and focus on what you're doing. For at least in like terms of like painting and stuff like that. It's almost psychotic when like I'm literally like people like if someone like I remember some people would come and watch me paint and they'd be so mad at me because I was painting this part of your finger right here where like it's like the crevice right here.
Oh, dude, yeah, I've seen how you paint and it pisses me off.
And I could spend over like 10 hours just painting this. And if I don't like it, I'll completely get rid of it.
I told my roommates when my roommates saw your mural, and as we were passing it, like, I think this was like probably maybe before we even did our first podcast together. I was like, dude, he spins like he's been doing this. He's been working on this for so fucking long, way too long. Like, I don't understand why it's not just finished already. But I gotta say, man, I'm not gonna say I get it, but I am gonna say I can relate. I don't get it because I never painted it and I have no thoughts of trying, but.
Well, I mean, it goes like, and that goes against like I feel like it literally goes against everything. Like nobody would ever tell you to do that at all. And
no one would understand. No one would understand. Everyone has the same reaction. They're like, what are you doing? Just finish it. Because
and I'm just like, no, I literally have to, because
for you,
I've never
for you, you do finish it. Like every 2 hours of work, you finish that 2 hours. You're just not done with the painting.
Yeah. And I mean, it will all be worth it because when
that's what separates. That's what separates. That's what when you see a painting like that, you're like, holy fuck. How do you?
Yeah.
Like when you see a painting like that, you're like, how do you even get into that sort of thing? Like how does someone even start to do that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's
like a magic trick almost. It's like a magic trick. That's what when I rack up the episodes of Keeping It Real, I think about that. Like I know that I do this every day and like I'm like numb to it. I don't like, I have episode 200 coming up, but I'm not going to celebrate it like I celebrated for 100, right? Maybe I'll celebrate for episode like 333, maybe like episode 500, and then maybe.
Wait, why not decide for 200?
Well, I mean, I'll say like a couple.
That's big, bro. You got to celebrate the 200.
Yeah, I'll say a couple words, but like for episode 100, like, Euphoria washed over me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't be the same. Like maybe the next time I feel similar will be 1,000.
That's how I feel about day 200 of live streaming 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like I'm numb to it, but I know that like at least I hope. For example, I hope a pretty girl that I'm going on a date with eventually sees it, and so she clicks on it for the first time, and she's like, "Oh my god, 235 episodes."
It's insane.
And they're all 1 hour long. I hope it gives what I'm going for. I hope it's like
it will. It does. You're in a suit. You're in a suit. You got everything set up. Yeah. Look at you, bro. You are set. This background. This is it, bro.
I hope it's like a magic trick. It's like a holy shit. Like, how did he do that? Like, how do you like? I hope it's like, how did you even start that? Like, that's what I want.
It is, like, dude. I mean, like. At least that's the reaction I have when I look at
because you and I would give the same advice to someone that would ask that question. We'd be like, well, you just have to do it for the first time.
Yeah,
but they would be like, they wouldn't even like, we would say it and we would know what we meant, but they wouldn't hear it that way. They'd be like, yeah, no shit. Like, I was looking for a better magical answer, but we just got the truth.
It's really that simple. It's really that easy, that simple. It's like, it's literally doing it. But
I mean, the first time you do it's the hardest time. Like, after that, it gets,
No, yeah. Yeah, I think it's cool because like when you do something for the first time and you learn, you like it not only are you like, you're learning that one thing, but it opens up like free will. Because then you realize what else can I do? What else can I learn? Like, look at all these other things I can do. And then then you start doing these things, and then you find out, oh, this thing I'm really good at. This thing like makes me really a lot of money, and then then you can like lean more into that, and then it just fucking goes crazy. That's what when I was fucking like probably one of my hardest when like I was like fucking just totally lost. Like I was in school, because what else am I gonna be doing? I remember, were you the person I was telling you about when I was getting really fat and I was just in school, like, and not really going anywhere in life?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, either way, I was just getting fat in my apartment, playing Fortnite for like hours on end, and that was literally my entire life. And then, Yanni came up to me. He was just like, bro, like I've known him for a few years, and he's just like, dude, you are literally like crashing out. Like I'm witnessing a crash out right now. He's like, you can't, this can't be happening.
Whoa.
And yeah, and I was just like, and I applied to go to the Air Force. I was literally going to the Air Force and everything.
No, I had no idea. Did you seriously
Yeah.
apply to the Air Force? Holy fuck.
And thank God they kicked me out because I have asthma. You can't have asthma.
Whoa,
and,
you almost went to the Air Force. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If you went to the Air Force, we would not be on this call right now.
So literally all these pathways, like I was flunking out of school, all these pathways that like was happening, everything was going wrong. And then, dude, before this, I was sleeping in that fucking minivan for 3 months before this. Like I was homeless. And then I go in this, like I was down in the dumps, brother. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do something. And it was literally just painting the van and just doing something, even though it was pointless. It really wasn't. I wasn't even making content. I was just painting the van. And then I was like, oh, I guess I can make this content. And then that wasn't even doing that well, but it was because I painted the van that someone suggested I should paint the mural. And then I painted that mural. And then I just started getting hired for the businesses. And then it just snowballed. And then I quit school. And then since I quit school, I could start doing YouTube, and then I realized I could live stream, and then blah blah blah. It's just like literally just do stuff. Doing nothing is so like nothing's gonna happen if you do nothing.
If you do nothing,
if you do something, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So even if it's pointless, bro, like just do it. Like
the problem is that doing nothing feels like you're doing something.
Yeah, it does. It feels so good too.
It feels amazing.
It's awesome.
Today I haven't like scrolled or brain rotted it at all. I haven't had time.
And I know you're itching.
Well, I'm not. I think I am actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You can't wait to lay down in bed and like.
Well, dude, I need to sleep. Like I have to sleep. Yeah. Like.
I get it. Doesn't sleep suck? I wish we didn't have to sleep, man.
Sleep, you can't say that it sucks because you need it, so you have to like worship it. So I would say the opposite. I would say I love sleep. I love sleep really so good. Much.
Damn,
sleep is like your girlfriend. You never want to make it mad, If you neglect it, it fucks with you so hard. If you neglect sleep, and if you neglect it enough, it'll just kill you. Just like
longest I've ever gone without sleeping is 72 hours.
Man, I have never done that fucking shit to myself. Oh my god.
And I was hallucinating. I was at Myers Park, and I was in PE.
You went to school?
I was like, yeah, dude. I was going to school. I had like really bad. For some reason, my entire family, me and my brother and my sister, we all have like insomnia or something. We don't sleep. We all stay up like all night. And I don't know what it is, but like I could call them all right now on my phone. I could call them it's 5:30. I bet, or 5:03. I bet they're all awake. And yeah, I went into the bathroom and I looked at the sink, and then the sink started melting into the ground. Like it started like to look like that painting from Oh,
I know. Yo,
the clock.
That reminds me of a really good story. You remember Bo Crutcher?
Yeah.
I love him to death. I love him to death.
Okay.
He used to take me to school every morning. He drove a big white Toyota Tundra, like so big that I felt like I was in like a room.
Oh damn! Wow,
Yeah, and I would say, dude, the center console was like double wide. It was crazy. One morning, and we used to always get stoned. We pulled Jeeps before school because the back window of the truck would roll down like a 4Runner, and the sunroof was huge. So we would just, he would do it as he was driving. I'd pull Jeeps and he'd smoke it.
Jeeps are the best.
Yeah, Jeeps are the fucking.
Oh, they were the best. They were the best.
Yeah, but some mornings you just need a little bit more. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I would feel that, but like, I never had anything. Like I never, all we had was weed. But he said, bro, last night, bro, can I tell you something I've only ever told John. I'm going to tell you too. You can't tell nobody. Last night I took shrooms, bro. And I was like, oh, you dirty dog. Like, you dirty dog. Like, tell me, how was it, bro? He was like, it was good. I was like, where'd you get him? How much did you take? How'd you take him? Did you grind him up? He was like, yeah, I grinded him up. I didn't finish all of them. And I was like, a light bulb went off my head. I was like, a word? Because I knew where bro.
Dude, high school Jack, they don't understand. High school jackkadis was a different breed, bro.
Well, because, bro, I knew Bo. Like, I knew he didn't take, like, if he didn't have to, he'd keep it all in his truck. All of us did that. Yeah. If you had contraband that your parents can't find, you keep it in the car. Because it's like an unspoken rule. Your parents aren't going to search your car unless they're really fucking pissed for some reason,
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
So everyone can relate to that. Everyone can relate to that. So I'm like, wait, he didn't take them all. And I'm like, Bo, where they at? Let me see. I already know I want to take them, but like I haven't even admitted to myself yet. It's like in the very back of my cerebral, like, fuck shit.
It's going to happen. You know.
So I open the glove box and it's this crushed up fine bit of mushrooms. One protein shake later, and I'm just, I pull another couple of good luck Jeebs. Like, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm about to trip sack, and we're going to school. And so I walk into math class, Miss Fillet in the math building. You ever have her?
I heard of her, but no.
Man, oh man, thank God it was a test day. Because if it wasn't, there's a % chance that you get called up to spin the wheel in front of the whole class. And right as class is starting, everything's starting to get really fucking bright. Now, I had done mushrooms before, and I had done acid before. But never had I been on mushrooms like this. Mushrooms are crazy because it takes about 40 minutes to kick in. But around 30 minutes, you feel them knocking at your door. Like, hey, let me in. And you're like, oh, dude. It's like in Minecraft when a zombie's trying to knock your door down. You start to get anxious, man. You hear the fucking sound effect and you're like, God damn it. Like, is that a creeper? Like, I got to hide my diamonds. You start freaking the fuck out. And so as I'm thinking about how everything's getting brighter, I look out to the old ass windows and the trees are like really green. I'm like, damn, I never noticed how green the trees are. And then I start to like, whoa, I can feel how I'm breathing. Wait a minute. Like, why does my breath feel like it's like the air feels like it's water? Like I can feel it go into my lungs and back out. Like, am I breathing too fast? And like, wait, why am I paying attention to how much I'm breathing? Bam. My Chromebook is open in front of me and there's like a unit test. I'm looking at that shit. It's like hieroglyphics, right? Now, I make it through the class. In that class, I was my friend Reese Baker. Remember Reese Baker?
Of course, I remember.
He was probably, I think he was on mushrooms too. He was an astronaut. That guy, he was on mushrooms and he drank a lot. And, I was like so stoked that I was tripping and he actually understood what was happening to me. So I kept trying to look at him and I probably looked so retarded because I was like, you know what I'm saying? When test finished, I failed that test, whatever. I'm waiting for the bell. Thank God that it was a test day, because if I would have gotten called up to spin the fucking wheel in front of the class, it would have been a nightmare.
You would have geeked.
Yeah, I would have geeked so hard. Like, I would have, honestly, to be honest, I would have confessed to the whole class that I was on mushrooms. It was that powerful. It reminds me of the time that I did acid in my...
How much did you take?
Oh, dude, it was probably just 1.5 grams. But it was like fine powder in a...
Yeah.
And I hadn't, I like hadn't eaten breakfast, and like, that shit just like slaps when you're that age. Like it just fucking hits you so fucking hard, bro.
Yeah.
And the bell, I'm waiting for it to ring, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember that I sell disposable vapes. And I remember there's tons of fucking cheap ass, they were called C's. They were like the cheapest thing the guy would sell me in mass. And I had them all in my book bag. And I was like, Yo, I'm so grateful the bell's about to ring. I'm about to give these vapes out to every single person that I know in the hallway. So I gave one out. I remember I gave a couple out to Athnasios. Remember Athnasios?
Dude, hell yeah. I went to
dude,
elementary school with them.
I was just fucking giving vapes away. I was like, I don't want to sell these. I don't care about making money. Like, I just want to give away as many vapes as I can. And I get out of the math building and I call Bo. I'm like, Bo, this is all your fault that I'm tripping this hard. You have to pick me up. We have to skip second block and third block.
Yeah. You gotta get out of there.
Yeah, and he did, and we did. And then we went and pulled dabs in this abandoned parking lot. And I remember
that's a lit day. I literally feel that day.
But it was such a high. Like, it was so much at once that by the time we were pulling dabs in the parking lot, I was low already. I was like, man,
yeah,
bro,
you're exhausted.
I'm a failure, dude. Like, this is going to be the last time I ever smoke weed. Like, I'm fucking up, dude. I'm not, I'm fucked. Like, I'm fucked. It was not the last time I smoked weed. And that story carries into 2 days later or something in Spanish class. This is before I dropped Spanish. I was still in Spanish. And I look up from, like, I was trying to nap or something. And I look up from my nap and the teacher is crying at the front of the class. Miss Mays, I think. Do you remember Miss Mays?
I remember her.
Yeah, bro. She was sobbing, crying. And I'm like, hey, yo. So the first thing you do when you realize a teacher crying is you look at all your peers, right? You're like, is anyone else seeing this? Like, hello?
Yeah, you're like,
bro. I looked at all my peers trying to figure out why no one else was looking at each other. I looked back at Miss Mays and she was not crying at all. She was just teaching.
Oh my.
And I was like, hey, yo, those mushrooms fucking fried my brain, bro. I'm like not even here. Like,
That's 2 days later?
Yeah, 2 days later. That's what I would tell people about psychedelics, is that they really fucking put you in an oven and it takes a while to, unmicrowave your brain. Like,
it does. Yeah.
And then the dangerous part is that if you're in that state and you feel slow and like you're misperceiving social cues, like you're kind of like fucked. If you do them again, it'll make you feel smart, like, and then that's how people start to take them all the time. And you're
and they get crazy.
I remember in high school, people used to, when you would talk to someone that would do psychedelics a lot, they would always fall into the conversation topic of like, oh, well, I wait like 30 days in between, or like maybe I'll cut it in half, or like I'll do 15 days, or like maybe once a week. You know what I'm saying? Like they would, like you could see them like regressing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You could see like the first time, you there's like your friend. You're like, oh, I tried it. I did it again. 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 Again. And then you're just like, dude. But you never like. You're just like. You see it though.
It's very visible.
Yeah, it is. It is very visible. You can always tell. Yeah, I definitely am gonna try every drug at least once. Maybe not fentanyl because that could kill you, but probably if I'm serious about that journey, I will accidentally do fentanyl.
I'm never going to smoke weed again. I'm never going to drink alcohol again. I'm never going to smoke any more nicotine. But
no alcohol?
No, I haven't drank since October, and I want to keep it that way for my entire life. But for psychedelics, I feel like I got another good trip in me. I feel like, but I'm not, I think it's cool because I don't know anybody that does them, and I don't know anybody that sells them. So like, sometimes I really want to like there's been like a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, I was like, tonight's the night. And I was like, but I couldn't get my hands on any, So I think I'm not going to, I'm going to try and steer clear of like telling myself tonight's the night. But if someone that I'm with is like, hey, yo, look, I got a bag of shrooms, then I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Or I think that's the perfect way to do it. Or you go somewhere really cool, like a hiking trip or something.
Yeah, if I got, because I mean, like, I don't know, man. I don't have a girlfriend, like I don't have a lot of responsibility right now. I feel like I should really trip sack one more time.
Before you have responsibilities, is that what you're saying?
Well, I do have a lot, but like they're only going to keep getting more, like.
Yeah. I think the only urge I have to do mushrooms or acid again would be after I finish that. After I finish Buffalo's, I'm just gonna get a chair, and they sell shroom gummies in the fucking store. I'm probably gonna get
Man,
2 bags.
don't do that. There's no psilocybin in those. You have to know a guy. And
Yeah, they're not as fun. I want to see. So, but dude, if I got penis envies,
no, but
like
those gummies, man, they're not gonna make you feel your breath. Like that. Those are just like those just have a ton of like mixed stuff in them. Like a fuck ton of CBD, a fuck ton of THCA. They just have a bunch of fuck shit in them. They have a lot of what's it called? Kratom. Like they just have like a lot of.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's not those gummies. No way, Jose. Maybe if you go to Amsterdam and come back, like you can get good gummies, but like or shop online or something. But like,
well,
you know, buy
yeah. Either way, I want to do shrooms and look at the fucking painting.
Yeah, get the real stuff. Don't do any of that bullshit. That bullshit North Carolina prepackaged junk.
Facts.
Eat the actual mushroom. It tastes like dirt for a reason because you're not supposed to fucking eat it.
Yeah, it tastes pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'm such a fan of the background.
Dude, we're really podcasting out here.
Yeah. I like the Discord. I like the Discord thing. And stream looks cool. Yeah, I need to start posting on I told myself I was gonna work while we did this, but it just didn't happen.
Well,
I don't know if I should sleep after that. Yeah, I probably am.
Well, this ends in like 23 minutes. And I was thinking before I go on my walk tonight, I'll just edit the podcast. So I'll stay on the call for the editing of a podcast. If you want to, that'll probably be like 30 to 45 minutes of work. If you want to do that when this ends.
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry. I was thinking about something.
What were you thinking about?
I was thinking about asking you the question of what do you think is the biggest threat to America?
Oh, dude. The Federal Reserve.
Wait. What is that?
So the Federal Reserve is very tricky. It's one of those things that when it comes to our government, I really have never understood. I'll make a comparison here. The Federal Reserve is supposed to be detached from the government. They're supposed to control the worth of the dollar through means of printing money. They are in charge of minting coins and printing dollars. And nowadays they don't even print dollars anymore. You know, most of our money is not even real. It's just numbers on a screen. But for some reason, you know, they're supposed to be separate from our government, right? For good reason. Like you wouldn't want your government to be in control. Look what happened to Germany. Remember when the Nazis lost the war? They had printed so much money that it was so worthless. Their money was so worthless. There was so much in circulation that it was better used as kindling for fire.
Yeah.
They had like gazillion-dollar bills. It was ridiculous. So you wouldn't want your government to be related to or in relation or in control of or in talks with at all the Federal Reserve, right? But for some reason, the name of the fucking thing is federal, which is like, okay, yeah. What are we doing here, right? It reminds me of in the Constitution, there's a big emphasis on the separation between the church and the state, which is fantastic. You know, I love religion. I know a lot of religious people. I personally am not, but I could easily see myself becoming. You know, it just is what it is. But, you know, for the sake of a country, you have to think about how there are many different religions. I mean, this was a big problem for the 13 colonies. We had lots of different Quakers and, you know, all that kind of stuff moving from Europe.
Yeah, that's the whole reason America started.
Yeah.
Or one of them.
when they drafted our Constitution, they were smart enough to say, hey, listen, religion is free. Freedom of speech, you can practice what you like, but you cannot bring it into government at all. Yet for some reason on our dollar bills, it says, in God we trust. And for some reason, the Star Spangled Banner has like Christian undertones. And for some reason, when you go into a Bible, when you go into the witness stand, they ask if you want to swear on the Bible. They tell you to swear on the fucking Bible. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, something interesting. I mean, completely agree with everything. What were you? Finish what you're saying.
I was just gonna say that the biggest danger to us as a country is ourselves, because we keep saying we're like controlling this and controlling that, but we just, our entire economy operates in debt, and we don't seem to be learning from, like, I don't know how, it just seems to be a little bit built on stilts. Like, it doesn't seem as solid as it should be. Like I see another 2008 crash coming, bigger than the last one. Instead of houses this time, it's going to be on, these giant BlackRock. Have you heard of BlackRock?
Yeah.
So nowadays, companies own companies, and there's just so much money in law and lawyers and getting around these laws that are supposed to prevent monopolies and prevent, it's bypassing these rules that are there for a reason. And now, you have me. I work for a company called Jersey Mike's, which is owned by a company called it's like some weird ass name, like it's called like Subs or something. And they own like Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's and something else. And then that company is owned by BlackRock. BlackRock just bought that company. And it's like, what these companies do is, and I just learned this through a YouTube video. What these companies do, BlackRock, they buy out, for example, the sandwich company. And they assume all of the sandwich company's debt. And then they have the government, they take out loans, which is like creating money from these they take out these loans, but they don't pay the debt back. They say, okay, the debt's still your problem, but now because we bought you and we own you, the bank's going to give us a loan. But the loan is just going to pay us. Like they're stealing from the government, and the debt still exists, and no one bats an eye at debt. I mean, like I said, it's how many trillions of dollars? Like it, ideally, like it's scary, because politicians these days, they never say like, oh, we're going to start paying back our debt. They just say, oh, this year we're going to owe less than we did last year. It's like, we're still going negative, but at least we're going negative slower.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. It's
scary, because I just feel like I don't know how it's going to happen or what it's going to look like, but I just don't like when you think about sustainability, it just can't, like this sort of thing just can't keep happening. I mean, the rich just keep getting richer, and they do it because they create money. And every time a dollar is created, the worth of the dollar in general is less. If you have
the rich want more.
Yeah, if you have 3 fucking Sharpies, each Sharpie is worth 1/3 of a Sharpie. But then if I say, here's a 4th Sharpie, then all of a sudden, all of your Sharpies, you say you only owned one, now it's only worth 1/4 of a Sharpie. Even though you worked just as hard for this Sharpie, I just fucking grabbed a new Sharpie from my Sharpie collection that you didn't even know I had, and you were banking on Sharpies being worth 1/3, but now I put a new Sharpie in the mix, and now they're worth 1/4, and it's like, how does this make any sense? Like, who is really in charge and in control? It's people. And it's like a weird, because it's not one person, it's lots of people. And it's just like, they're not doing, no one's in a chair like, okay, we're going to print this much money this year. Like
we're doing it. We are doing it to ourselves. Yeah. Or not we, it's
I just think it's scary, because it's like the more that I learn about it, the more I find that there is to learn about it. And it's like, what? Like, shouldn't
Yeah.
like this is the kind of thing that should be easily explained to a toddler, I feel like. If it's like, I feel like life is money, is it not? I mean, maybe money is not that important. And if the economy
What's
crashed,
time? Time is money. Everything's based off of time because money buys time.
yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, I was talking to my mom about this the other day on the phone. I was trying to she was agreeing with me, like, it's not the same as it was for our parents. Like, our parents, they didn't have this many worries. They got paid better. You know, they had more job options. And that just was, that made life completely different, you know? Like, it like nowadays it's like,
Yeah, technology has really sped things up, or it's enhanced. I think it's probably, yeah. Well, that was damn, Jack. I'm impressed. You definitely had you've put some thought. You've thought about it before. Clearly, you explained it very well.
yeah.
But I was gonna say, I don't think people don't realize that, like, even though there is supposed to be a separation of like church and religion, we still built the Constitution is still built on Christian, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Values.
Values. It's still built off of, even though, you can say that Christians don't follow their own values. They don't, like, it's impossible to, like, there's only one person that followed the Christian values.
Yeah,
It was Jesus. No human,
that's how human beings are. Like, YouTubers don't follow their YouTube-ness. Like, we should be doing better, but we just,
Yeah, exactly. So, maybe that's where the fucking, and God, and also when people say God, I think they think of Christian God, but in reality, it's just I feel like, God is just there's like a really good way of saying it. It's like the feeling of like wanting to do, not, it's your morality. It's like your moral compass. That's God. But like in the same way, it's like not. I don't know. There's no way I'm gonna ever explain God in a sentence. So I'm not even gonna. There's no way I can even do that. But do you know what I'm saying? So like God isn't like this one definition. It's a whole like like it's all jumbled up into like pretty much whatever you want. I don't know, dog. I can't explain it.
I get you.
Somewhat.
I get it, I think.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna work after this. I'm probably gonna. I mean, I've only. Well, I woke up at 11. I went to sleep around 6. So I got 6 hours of sleep. But the day before, I got 4. And then I can't believe I spent an hour on the toilet.
Nice. Respect.
That's not fun.
Are you sick?
And the worst part is the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, I knew this was gonna happen. Griffin, you said you were gonna get Taco Bell, and you sat on your bike and you said, you know what happens when you get Taco Bell, and he did it anyways.
Yeah, I can't afford fast food. I can't.
And it was $18 for 3 tacos.
That's ridiculous. Hey, guess
Yeah,
what? I went to Food Lion to get this chicken, and this chicken in particular.
Let's get a. Wow, it looked phenomenal.
Yeah, it was a whole ass chicken because I was on ChatGPT. I was kind of overwhelmed when I got to the chicken section, and
Okay.
I went on ChatGPT and I said, "What's the cheapest chicken for the most food?" Like, and it said buy an entire chicken, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no shit," because like If the
Yeah, okay.
if the chicken factory's making chickens, the ones that they don't have to cut up are going to cost less, you know? So I'm looking at the whole chickens and I see this little guy and he's in like, you know, like that organic green packaging, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, dope. All right, let's see, like, when's the expiration date? And that fucking sticker wasn't on there, bro. It had fallen off or something. The price sticker where it tells you how much it weighs, how much it costs, and when its best buy date is, it wasn't there. So I'm having these thoughts, right? I'm like, okay, interesting. I see that. And then there's also this chicken to the right that's like 6 pounds and it costs like $7. And it's decently heavy. So I know it would cost less than that. But do I want to buy this mystery chicken with no best buy date? What if it's been here for forever? It's Food Line. You never know. And I'm like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy the chicken that says everything on it, right? That says all the dates and everything. And then I'm going to steal the small chicken. And I hate to steal, all right? And I hate to steal, and I hate to admit it, but can I just put it this way? Food Lion exec, Wake County police officer, dad, whoever's listening, this is my justification. This chicken had no best buy date sticker. It had no price, and actually, it had no barcode, okay? So it was going to get thrown away. All right, it was gonna stay on that shelf until an employee did rounds, noticed it,
and you would have wasted a chicken's life. So technically,
okay. And either an employee was gonna take it home to eat it, or just toss it in the trash. And either one, you know, why can't I eat it? All right, so I'm gonna fucking eat it. So I did self checkout, and I just didn't scan it and walked out with it. But I did buy a chicken though. I did give money to Food Lion, so I have 2 chickens.
I do that all the time. I've stopped. I've stopped stealing.
I used to steal when I was little, but now I never steal. But dude, money is so tight. You know what's going to be amazing? And I really have a hard time like saying this because it's like I don't think like I'm ever going to be able to be grateful enough. Is when I go back to school, my dad's going to start helping me out again with rent and everything.
Yeah, dude, dads are huge. It's just so hard to like. I really did try being independent, man, and it just like, I just couldn't do it. Like, and thank God for my dad that
he still helps you. I thought you were on your own.
Well, I mean, I do a lot on my own. For rent though, that's about it.
Okay.
And I saved. I don't go to college either, so I have a whole college fund that I'm not using. And I'm pretty much,
bro, how much is that?
Well, I don't have a college fund. My parents just told me that I was going, like, you know, like they told me that they'd pay for my college, and now I'm not going to college, so I'm saving them a bunch of money. What is $500 a month for rent? You know,
I see.
Yeah, so, you know, he helps me out there. But I mean, like, yeah, there's a point where, like, you know, back when I wasn't, you know, I wasn't at, like, I was like embarrassed to ask for help or something like that.
I still am, dude.
I still am, but like, I mean, like, I'm talking about when I was fucking living in a van and like I would have to steal food. I literally would have nothing to eat. I'd have to go in and steal like everything because I just had no money. And
yeah, I don't think our parents realized how much the economy and everything has changed for a young person. So like all of our lives, you know, we live at home and we're fed by our parents until we're 18. And I don't think that they understand how much different the world is.
I think that age has definitely been bumped up a little bit.
Because dude, because you know how like we're a little bit irresponsible with money. Like I can totally relate to once you get money, you spend it. Like there's nothing crazy about that. And I think our parents did the exact same thing when they were our age. But they wouldn't end up running out of it because things didn't used to be so expensive and they used to get paid more. Like,
well, also it's like way less. If I don't fucking spend this money, it's gonna be like that's how I justify.
Oh well, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah,
Inflation is real. Inflation is real, but it's not that fast.
It's not that bad. I'm like, oh!
Oh my god, dude! I've had this time, dude. It's been like a week. I gotta get rid of it. It's gonna be useless a week from now.
I'm just like, no. That's how I explain it to my girlfriend. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like,
oh my god, that's horrible. That's like
I
Germany,
make my
dude.
girlfriend think I'm so smart. She thinks I'm She thinks I'm rich. Like, she thinks I'm like.
Yeah, where do people find these girls, man? You know my buddy Pete.
What?
You know Pete?
Oh yeah.
His girlfriend. I was asking them how they met, and like, dude. He had these two girls fighting over him in middle school, and like this girl won, and like it's now she's just like forever attached. And it's like, where do you find like how did like Sarah just appeared? I don't understand. Like maybe it's something. Maybe it's about like I don't know. Maybe it makes me uncomfortable when a girl likes me like that. I have no idea. Like I don't know what it is, but like I could never be in a relationship where like I don't know. I feel like I have to a girl has to know exactly how I feel about. I feel like for me to date a girl, she has to feel the same way about me that I feel about me. You know what I'm saying? And then that way, you know, I won't be doing like I don't know, man. I think I'm fucked up in the relationship department. But I do think I'm making progress. It's just like weird for me. Like I don't it just doesn't. Like,
I think you just don't put too much thought. Just don't put too much. This is the best ever advice I've ever gotten in my life about relationships. It's from my brother. I'd come up to him. I'd be like, Harrison, you know, what do I do in this situation? He's like, and his roster, bro. It's like, I mean, every single one of his girlfriends have been dime pieces, like really good. And you know, I mean, he's just like, he's Harrison, like, you know, he's not like, you know, it's not anything like spectacular. Like, no, he's a fucking extraordinary guy, but you know, it's like how, it's like, you know, and he told me this. He said, just don't worry about it. Just don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Literally, don't care.
Yeah, but
don't care.
But
just don't care.
But is that what like? I mean, dude, like that's like there's no way. There's no way.
It is. I know. Just don't care.
I'm not with that. I denounce that personally.
Don't think about it. No, you can care. Just don't think about it. You know, it's like.
Well, I think I can care. I think it's just I have to make sure that I don't care too much.
Wait, you have to make sure that you don't.
Like I have to keep the caring to a minimum. At least.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Like
so
when I meet
don't
somebody.
think about it. So don't think about it.
Oh yeah. I mean yeah.
Yeah, so don't think about it.
I mean, I'm not.
yeah. But that's the best advice I've ever gotten. Because now I don't really think about my relationship. Yeah, I think of Sarah, but I'm not really spending all my time. So I did that. That was my mistake with my last relationship. Is you get caught up in your head, and then it's not it. It's not it.
Yo, you want to do tomorrow's episode at like 10 o'clock? You want to start at like 10 p.m.?
Tomorrow? You mean today?
Yeah.
6 o'clock. They don't even know that we have been.
Don't tell them that, dude, because my mom. Oh, I'm sorry, mom. Like, it's such a
we've been up at 4 a.m. It's now 6 o'clock.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. Yo, we should start doing this in the morning.
It is the morning.
Okay, shut the fuck up, man. Like, we should start going to bed and waking up. At least I should.
I mean, dude, I'm on my own time, so I can do whatever you want, to be honest. But it works better at night because that seems to be the time that I work on the bike, and I'm just like kind of just working on the bike.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know. Just let me know whatever time works best for you. Bye. Are you ending it?
Wait, how did you know I'm ending it?
Because you're doing something.
Oh, did you hear that?
No.
That the time lapse just ended. Wait, how did you know I'm ending it? Do I just give that demeanor?
No, because you were pressing a button, and I literally just took a guess. I'm pretty proud of myself, actually.
Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 hour. And stop recording.